Hello everyone. Welcome to BISP Solutions. I'm Tanvi Arora and I'm working here as a functional consultant. So in today's video, we are going to see the case scenario of change in method of consolidation from subsidiary method to equity method. So basically, if the parent or the holding company holds more than 50% shares of subsidiary company, we use subsidiary method of consolidation. But if the parent company holds less than 50% shares in the subsidiary company, we use equity method of consolidation. So subsidiary, we are going to use the subsidiary method in the month of January, and then in the month of February, we will use the equity method. So basically, we are assuming that the holding company will sell its subsidiary company, and then it will invest its shares in the equity company in the month of February. So we'll see that impact in the Excel sheet in the input and the output sheet. I've already prepared my smart view for that. So let's just go to our smart view. So this is my smart view that I've prepared. Now this explains exactly the case scenario. Okay. Okay. So as you can see, E101 is my holding company and E102 is my subsidiary company. So in the month of January, it has made 80% investment in my subsidiary company. Okay, E102. So after the consolidation will take place, all the assets and all the liabilities of my holding company and my equity company will get combined. And also the investment that the holding has made in subsidiary will get eliminated at the consolidated level. Okay. And then the retained earnings, the minority interest and the goodwill calculation will be shown separately, and it will be calculated in the working notes. I have shown everything like how they are calculated. Okay. So as you can see that the machine, this is the fixed asset. So if I combine these two, so at the consolidated level, it will become 3 lakhs. Okay. Then investment in subsidiary, we are assuming that holding company has made 2 lakhs of investment in the subsidiary company, that is E102. It will get eliminated after we do the consolidation process. And this goodwill, from where it is coming, we will see the working notes. These debtors are getting combined after the consolidation, and we will verify or validate all these figures after running the business rule of consolidation from our output sheet, basically. Okay, so bank will also combine and everything is getting combined. Now, common stock will be shown after the consolidation for only the holding company. The common stock of the subsidiary company will get eliminated. The retained earnings will be calculated separately. Minority interest will be calculated separately. So I'll just quickly show from where these figures are coming. Okay, so this is my goodwill calculation, and this will be E102. Okay, so my investment in subsidiary is 2 lakh rupees, and I will just deduct that net assets of my subsidiary. So basically, what are my net assets of the subsidiary? I'm considering the share capital of my subsidiary. Okay, that is 3 lakhs, and in which it has 80% shareholding. So 80% of 3 lakhs, that is of the share capital, will become 2 lakh 40,000, and my goodwill is coming as minus 40,000, which is validating from this balance sheet, basically. Now retained earnings is the retained earnings of the holding company that I have taken, that is 20,000, and the retained earnings of subsidiary. So in the retained earnings of subsidiary, it has 80% of shares, so my retained earnings are 40,000, and it has 80% shares, so it comes to 32,000, basically. Okay. So you can see that 40,000 and into 80%. So it comes to 52,000. And then the calculation 20% will be for the NCI, because the holding has only 80% investment. So the 20% remaining is for the NCI, that is non-controlling interest, or the minority interest. So from where this is coming, this is my share capital of subsidiary. Okay, so in 3 lakhs, the remaining 20% is of the minority people. So it comes to 60,000. And in the retained earnings, that is 40,000, the 20% left is for the minority persons. So it comes to 68,000. Now let's just go to the input sheet that I have created. So this is my input sheet, and I've already input all the figures in this, and my balance sheet is also tallied here, and I've also already defined all the POVs. Okay, so and investment I'm showing in my subsidiary, it is 2 lakh rupees. Okay, so now the next step is to define the ownership structure in the application, that is my FCC's application, and then run the business rule of consolidation, and after that we will see the result in the output sheet. Okay, so let's just go to our application. This is my application. Yeah, this is the homepage of my application. So from the application, in the consolidation tab, we'll go to okay, so first of all, we have to define our correct POVs. Okay, so this entity is fine. Under this only our entity is there. Scenario I've taken as plan, and period I have to change to January. So basically I've already defined everything. I have to run this first. Let's search for our entity. That is East. Okay. Yeah. So I've already defined the ownership structure. This is 100, and see the control is there. That is, it is showing as yes. Okay. And this is the holding company, and you can see that consolidation is 100, and minority interest is 0 because it has 100% holding. Now in East 102, it's my subsidiary company, and I've defined this 80%. So this becomes now my subsidiary, and it automatically calculated as minority interest as 20. Okay. So control is still there because it is 80%. So once this is done, we just have to save these changes, and I've already done everything. Okay. So we just save these changes, and then we recompute from the actions, we recompute ownership data. So everything is fine. This is plan 2015 and January. I'll click on recompute. Okay. Okay, so once this is recomputed, now we have to run the business rule of consolidation. So from the navigator, I'll go to data, and under this data entry, we'll see this form, data status form. Okay, we have to check whether our POVs are correctly defined or not. So everything is fine, and let's search for our entities. So as you can see that this the state system change or impacted is one and the same thing. Okay, sorry, this is north. And yeah, it is showing as okay because I have already defined everything, and I've already run the business rule of consolidation before this video. So it is showing okay, but it should show impacted. Okay. Once you define the ownership structure, the status changes to impacted. And then once you, from the actions tab, once you run this business rule and consolidate and launch this rule, then the status comes as okay. Okay. So this should be January period. Okay. And everything is fine. So I'll just launch this. So see, once you launch this, okay, this is the error. We refresh it. So our entity was East. So once you refresh it, then you see the status as okay. So it means that our consolidation rule has been successfully run. And now let's just verify the figures from our output sheet. So this is my output sheet and I've already refreshed this, and already I have defined everything. So you can see the output here after running that business rule of consolidation. Now this is at the consolidated level, at the top member level. Okay. So we are taking data source as total data source, entity total. Okay. So everything is at the top level. Now this is the elimination part. We will see what is getting eliminated. Okay. So yes. So basically, we will verify our figures. Our goodwill is coming as minus 40,000, which is exactly getting tallied with our Excel scenario. Okay, what we have created, and I've already explained how this is coming. And then we'll again go to the output sheet and we'll see this common stock. So I have told that common stock of subsidiary will get eliminated. So at the elimination, you can see that minus 3 lakhs is getting eliminated and only the common stock of holding will come here. Okay. Minority interest is coming as 68,000, which we will verify again. So this is 68,000. Okay, which is exactly getting verified. And the retained earnings are 52,000. So these are also getting verified. Now, the investment that the holding has made in the subsidiary company is getting eliminated. See, 2 lakh will get eliminated. Okay. See, this is at the elimination level. So this was a normal case, like in the subsidiary method, what we use if the holding percentage is more than 50%. Now, what happened in the month of February? This is my month of February. This is my input sheet I have already created. So in my month of February, we have some transactions basically. So some transactions in the bank account. Okay, so these are the balances for that, and some income has increased. Okay, so these are the transactions. And what happened is, if the ownership is of the holding from getting less from 80% to 40%, so we are assuming that the investment or the percentage of acquisition or the investment is also going down. Okay, so investment got reduced with minus 20,000. Okay, with 20,000, so we have shown here as 20,000. So the new investment will be now 2 lakh minus 20,000, that is 1 lakh 80,000, which ultimately will also get eliminated after the consolidation in the month of February. Okay, so we are assuming that we will sell this subsidiary and then we will invest 40% in our equity. Okay, so the new investment will be shown in the output sheet in the investment in equity companies movement basically. Okay, so yeah, this was the explanation for this. Now this I have already created this February Excel sheet. Now we will see the calculation of the goodwill and then the retained earnings. Okay, now also in the month of February, when it changes to equity method, so the minority interest will not be there. Okay, so the minority interest will come as 0. Okay, so see how this goodwill is coming. I will just consider the change in investment. So whatever change has happened from my investment, like my investment has become 1,80,000 from 2 lakhs. So this is minus 20 change. Okay, and then change in net assets of subsidiary. So we will consider the common stock plus retained earnings in the period of January. It was I will show you from my January Excel sheet. So what was the common stock? 3 lakh plus 40,000 was the retained earning of the subsidiary. Okay. So this 3 lakh 40,000 I have considered, and 40% of it, because now the East 101 has withdrawn the ownership by 40%, and now the holding is 40% only. So 40% of that, which will come to 1,36,000. So goodwill will be 1,16,000. But for the January period, the opening goodwill was minus 40,000. So the net effect of the goodwill on the goodwill will be 76,000, which we will obviously verify later after running the business rule of consolidation. Then retained earnings part is there. Okay, so this is the retained earnings calculation. Now retained earnings we will calculate, considered as 50,000. Now why 50,000? These are the new retained earnings. So basically the old retained earnings were 20,000, and we assume that there is some change or transactions happening in the month of February. Okay, so the transactions that are happening in the month of February, we increase the income with 30,000, and here in subsidiary we increase the income by 20,000. So let's just see. So 50,000, and here we increase the 40,000 with 20,000 because the income has been increased. Okay. Okay. So 50,000 retained earnings we are considering for the subsidiary or for the holding company, and retained earnings of subsidiary will be this figure which is coming. Okay, so we have to calculate this figure actually. This is how this is coming, adjusted retained earning basically. So opening retained earning of subsidiary was 40,000 was the original retained earnings, and 80% of that, because earlier in the month of January the holding was 80%. So 80% of that was it will become as opening retained earnings of subsidiary. Then additional retained earnings are 8,000 because retained earnings have been changed. Now they are 60,000 and earlier they were 40,000. Okay, so additional are 20,000, and then we have to take the percentage of it. Okay, so yes, 40% of the changed retained earnings, additional retained earnings. So adjusted retained earnings will be 40,000, which will come here, and okay, so this will be 90,000 in total. So we will verify this from where this is coming. And also the main thing here is like holding company after the like it has withdrawn the investment basically. So what will happen? No consolidation will occur here. No consolidation will happen in actual. The machinery, see, no figures have been consolidated. Okay. Eh, one second. Yeah. So we are not consolidating these figures. It is just coming of the holding company at the consolidated level. Similarly, investment in subsidiary, okay, it will get eliminated as I already explained why it is getting eliminated. And the new investment in our equity will be shown. Okay. Then debtors will not get combined. Only the debtors of the holding company is showing here. Then bank, Citibank, 1,50,000, only 1,50,000 of the parent is coming. Common stock, it will only show for the holding company. 3 lakh will get eliminated. Retained earnings calculation I've already shown. And then minority interest will not appear. Okay. Then creditors only, holding companies creditors will be there. So now let's perform the actual process of consolidation in our application. And then we'll validate the figures. Okay. So for this, we have to go to consolidation in the application. And the process is actually same. That we have to define and check for our current correct POVs. Scenario, everything is same. Period, we will choose as February this time. Okay. And see, now what we have to do, we have to just click on this arrow. We'll find for our entity. So I've already defined everything. Now this is important. This is my holding company, and this is holding and East 102. Now the ownership percentage has been changed to 40%. So when it is changed, the control becomes the control gets uh, it doesn't have the control actually. Okay, so it will only have the significant influence. Okay, so it will lose all the control, or the control will be lost here. And the method will be equity, and there will be no minority interest. Okay, and the consolidation will not take place basically. Okay, so once these changes have been done, we just have to save these changes and then recompute our ownership data. From actions, we'll recompute the ownership data. Now month is correct, everything is correct. I'll just recompute this. Okay. Then after this, we have to go to data, then data status form. Our entity was east, and in the month of February also it is showing okay, which it should show as impacted, but it's okay. It is already, actually the data is already saved. So this okay comes after running the business rule of consolidation. So basically we have to run this business rule of consolidation and launch this for the month of February. So for explaining the process, I'm showing it again. Otherwise, this has already been done. So when you check all the like everything is fine in the POVs, you just launch this. So when once this is done, just refresh this and let's see the result in our Excel sheet or the output sheet. Okay. So let's just verify the figures. Yes. So see, we'll verify these. The 76,000 basically goodwill, and it is getting matched with our goodwill. That is 76,000. And common stock will only come of the holding company, which we have already discussed. Then retained earnings, okay, 90,000. Let's verify. 90,000 is coming. Then investment in subsidiary, that is 1,80,000, which was left actually, 2 lakh minus 20,000, which will get eliminated at the consolidated level. Okay. Now this new thing is coming, which is our investment in the equity companies. So from where this is coming, this 36,000, and this is the income basically. Okay. So let's just verify this. Now this 1,36,000 basically is the change in net assets of the subsidiary. That is the common stock and the retained earnings and the share of that. So we have seen that 3,40,000 basically, 3 lakh plus 40,000, and 40% of that is the change in net assets. So this is the investment in the equity. Now there's some issue in my Excel sheet. Okay, so this 1,36,000 is coming here, and this is the income, which is 8,000, which we can see that these are the additional retained earnings. So this is getting verified, and rest other things are only considered for the holding level. Like you can see the debtors, it is 2,35,000, so it is only coming for sorry, 85,000, it is only coming for the holding company. Similarly for bank and machine, it is only showing for the holding company. Goodwill calculation we have seen, common stock we have seen, minority interest will not occur here, liabilities will only be shown for the holding company, and I've already explained all these. So this is the procedure of this, and thank you so much.